Hello, good morning, and welcome to the fifth lecture on the second section of this course in web scraping with Python, offered by Eduonix. So, yeah, we got into the last lecture. So, in this lecture, we will see another example about still like geocoding. So, we'll still retrieve same information as what we have done in the past lecture, but in this case, the structure will be the data structure will be presented in an XML format instead of like a JSON. So yeah, let's get started. So in general, I think you won't have like a lot of difficulty in here because the procedure will be alike the one we've already seen. So first of all, we need to import libraries. So we have we need UR library request for request, parse, and error, XML E3, and SSL. Then again, the data will be retrieved from a subset of maps googleapis.com. In this case, we're not using an API because we can't like show an API key. But as I suggested in the last lecture, I repeat it now. So I suggest you try getting an API key and retrieve data from Google instead of like subset that we are providing. So in this case, we are setting the API key to false so that we can retrieve it from a subset of the whole, let's say, data set which is provided by Google. So let me go on to, yeah, all right. Oh, maybe that's too big. Okay, leave it like this. I think it's clear. All right. So yeah, let's get started. In general, first thing we have to do, import the libraries that we need. So again, we have it all installed. If you haven't, you can PIP install. Then again, we will have actually same format as what we've seen before. We have an SSL certificate for creating a context, check a host name, and the verification mode will be set with no certificate. Ignore this in case you get any error, and then the structure of this script will be very similar to one we have seen before. So we have a while through loop, and the address which is asking for inputting an enter location, and stops in case we just give back nothing as an input. The parameters are organized with the dictionary, so will be the parameters are equal to an empty dictionary for which an address key will be entered with a certain value that is passed by through the input. In case the API key is not false, the API key will become also like a value in the dictionary of parameters. The URL will be created through by adding like a service URL, which will be provided before, plus like an encoded version of the parameters which are parsed to a URL library. Now we'll start retrieving through the new URL which has been created within the context which is specified before. It's like as simple as what we've seen before. The data is read, so we have the data which is read from the request, and the data is retrieved with the length of the data in terms of characters, which is like printed for our for us to display it. The data is we have all the data which is printed in a decoder format. So data is retrieved, we have it, we decode it, and we display it in XML format. The tree is creating. So data still it will come like in a string format, just like as what we've seen probably in the in the second lecture of this course when we were like starting like the XML structure. So when the data is retrieved, it will come in a form of a string, and then once you have that string, then you have to create a tree with an XML structure out of by using this library, by using XML E3 element tree, and so that will create like a tree from a string using the data that has been retrieved. So if this concept is not familiar, if you still like feel unfamiliar with this concept, I suggest you to go back to the second lecture and see this again. I will see results in a minute. So the results in this then is then found by using this tree and find all the results. And again, in this case, similarly as in the last lecture, we will be printing lighted, launched, and location, which I already know the location where it is within the XML, so I can automatically ask him to find it. So again, this will go through like finding the results, get the first entry, find geometry, within geometry find the location, within location find lighted, and print as a text, and give it back as a text within by creating a variable called lat. The same for launch and for longitude, and then for location will be in the first entry in results, find formatted address and pass it as a text. Let's give it a try. I run it, and similarly as what we have done in the previous exercise, is asking for entry and location. I can ask him to be Hong Kong. Hong Kong, great. It works beautifully, as you can see. So what this is giving back is entering location, retrieving it. This is the website where it's retrieving it from. The amount of characters which has been retrieved is 991, and it's coming in an XML format of version 1.0, where the data is encoded with a UTF-8. The geocode response give back like an OK status with result as given within the text, which is indented from result. From result open to result close. And here the geocode response is close. So result close, we go into the first entry of result 0, result close, result. So here we have result 0, so it means within result, go within here. And here we have information. We have like the type, country, political, formatted address, long name, short name, HK for Hong Kong, type, country, type, political, address component. So now we have the address component which is closed. We'll start it here, close here. Then we have geometry, and then from geometry is where we are. So 0 going to geometry, and then from geometry goes into location. So as you can see, it goes like indenting. So indenting means like giving a space and go onto the next row. And then within the location, there's like indented value with parameters name with key value, with key lat and value 22.319, etc. And same with launch. And this is what we are retrieving in here. I think it's pretty straightforward. We can give it a few more tries, just like to play a little bit with it and see whether it performs good. Can give Sao Paulo. Okay, Sao Paulo do Brazil, all good. We can give, I don't know, Stockholm. We can give Copenhagen, so Stockholm. Let's give London, and so on. So you can play with it and get whatever you want, and all this data will be in there. In case something you could try doing, I propose as an exercise for you. So now that you have understood how it works like very similarly. So for GeoJSON, Geo XML, something you could try to do is to write a loop, which is retrieving data for certain locations you're interested in retrieving data. For example, let's imagine now I'll give you a task. The task is, given the code that you already had, the scripts and so over, what you should do is I want a script which automatically records, gets back all the latitude and longitude for all cities in UK. How would you do that? I don't say it's very complicated. Let's say I can first of all like go on Wikipedia, get a list of all the cities in UK, create a list, and then ask it create like a loop which goes for each item within this list and retrieve the data by using this script that we already have. I'll leave that to you. That's your next. That's on to your next level where you will see like how much data is you're capable of retrieving by reusing some of the scripts that we already gave. To you, and also like by reapplying the concept which you have learned through this course, which are universally applicable. Of course, this will not be the key response to all the web scraping or web crawling tasks that you want to do. but it will be like a very good starting point. So for now on, by applying this concept and moving on, and you will be able like to do more and more and more, and you'll see like value when you retrieve this data, and especially where you see automation. So where I don't have to go googling each single city in the UK for retrieving lights and longitude of each single city, but instead what I can do is write a script and automate this process so that data is automatically retrieved from me and I can use it right away. That's the kind of mindset that I wanted to transmit to you through this course. So I hope you enjoyed the course and you took the advice I gave you, and thank you for your attention. I'll see you perhaps in the next course. Thank you.